is, it is a breast cancer deck. Pretty, I guess, cool in a way, depending how you look at it. Anyway, let's open these up, check them out, and see what we'll be working with tonight. So far, a nice variation on the number cards as well as the face. And you can tell this one is going to be good. Let's put away our jokers and extras back in their box. If you're curious about this, look and pause. And we'll actually probably go over that last one at the end. Anyway, let's shuffle up the deck and begin our first game of the night. And as we get into this one, just a little reminder for all of you ladies out there, regularly check yourself, just feel for any abnormalities. If anything's a bit weird, better to be safe than sorry. Just do a thorough check at least once a week, I'd say. And for you guys out there, do the same down with your testicles. And I bet you are not expecting to hear that tonight, but you know what? It's better to do it than not to do it. So with that being said, let's give this deck one more shuffle and begin our first game of the night. I think I found this deck on eBay for about $10, and I thought it'd be a nice little one, a little refreshing. And so far the visuals are nice. What it represents is nice, and hopefully it will give us a very strong night of games. Here we go. Looks like we just have the ace to play, a 9 to follow, and an 8. Lucky us at the moment, triple aces to start. Let's put that king to our left and see if there's anything else we can do, and we're ready to start. Start, especially with how we began things. But you know what? I think we'll be just fine as this game matures. As now we have triple aces, or all 4 aces, I should say, on the field. This would be our third play. Pick up that 10. And things are looking fairly smooth at the moment. And come to think of it, a couple more plays to follow right there. Oh, you know what? Let's hold off on that queen. And we have to wait for that as well. Just trust me, okay? It's a 50-50 shot, statistically. But it could be much more important than we might think. And it might have a little bit of importance as we is what we're searching for. Not that. But there is a black 10 in our hand. Put down the 4. Put down the 3. Get that black 10. Get our first fat stack of the night out of the way. And now, we have ourselves a situation. We either need a king, a black jack, or a black 10. There's the king. Now this has to be a black jack, a red 8. Perfect. Those were just to give us the best shots moving forward. Best chances, and now we get our second fat stack. And we wait for a red 8, which might not come, as those are the last cards we cannot play, so let's build and see how far we can go. So by the looks of it, that 50-50 play at the beginning, waiting for that queen, was the best possible way to see what would happen. Dang it. We can't move that 6. We can't place that 7, so just perfectly missing our first chance of the night. A very good start, but ultimately just a bit short. 1 game down, 2 fat stacks added. And double 8s to continue. So far this deck feels kind of different. The cards have a very, I guess it's a little bit smoother of a texture for a typical bicycle cut, accompanied by some very rough ridges. Honestly, I don't mind it. It feels like they're a little bit sandpapery. But the sandpaper also provides very good control and feel, in a sense. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what we're going to give this one. So, card design. Pretty good. Simple. To the point. Not trying to do too much. Satisfying, being both the same upside down, either way. And the number cards, slight little variation on coloring and ribbons within each card. So, plus, texture is rough on the edges, but actually a positive in my opinion in this case. Not chafy at all. Another plus. Let's see the face card designs. Traditional with a nice pink hue in the back. Ribbons throughout. I was gonna say, right when I flip the card, I think we're gonna give this one a solid 8. Everything's good and above. Nothing amazing, but definitely nothing close or remotely close to bad. Right now we have something moving except for those 777s. Triple aces. Ooh, nowhere for that 5, but somewhere for that 4. place down that 6 as well. And just to give you a heads up, I am feeling very tired tonight. So this one's going to be a little more laid back throughout. I think that's just as good, honestly. Almost got every unlucky card imaginable right there. So a black 9, and there it is. And with that, we will inevitably get our third fat stack of the night. At the end, I should say. Or right there. Awesome. Fat stack number 3. Drop down that king. And move over that. Whoa, I think that might have been a first, picking up a card like that. Oh well. Still in a bit of a situation. Missing a king, missing a red jack, which I don't think we have in our hand. And that is a double check. There's nowhere for that 9. 9, 7, or 8. Let's build until we can't. And it seems that happened fairly. Wait a second. Quickly, as triple queens have nowhere to go. No more building that we can do, so on to game number 3. Whoa. Oh, wait a second. Was that? Okay, I confused myself for a second. I don't want to make a mistake that big, or could be big. Now we're for that jack, double king, double jack, and make that triple jack. Let's do a casino shuffle. Do you ever just get random points where you get lost in thought of something with almost no relevance, and you realize about a minute passes of you just thinking pretty much about nothing? I just had that right now. And for whatever reason, they're always a little bit viewpoints. Just a little fun every once in a while. Game number 3 is officially underway. We begin with double fives, eights, and sixes. Add double fours to that list. Bring back double fives to that list. I see it, don't worry. When you get sleepy, what's the first thing that you get tired from? For myself, I need my mind to be tired to be able to sleep. And sometimes that's the hardest thing to put to rest. I know people who all they need is just tired or heavy eyes, and boom, they're out like clockwork. I think we watch these videos because we're not the people who could fall asleep so quickly, so easily. Sometimes it could get annoying. Sometimes it could be very eye-opening as well. Being left to your own thoughts for hours at a time. Realizations. Figuring out issues you didn't know were that big. Maybe getting caught up in something that happened earlier in the day. But I don't think that's usually the healthier route, especially if it was confrontational. Unless it's taken to grow from. And not a stance of, oh, I should have said this, to a situation where it's not constructive. And that is another end right here. Double eights and a 7, just a couple cards short, missing some 9s, and we move on to, oh wait a second, that's all we could do. So we move on to our 4th game of the night. 3 fat stacks so far, almost a couple in this game. Let's see which cards were left unturned in this one, as instantly we have double 2s, double 3s, and double 9s. On to game number 4. As we start with a 6 of diamonds. So I went and got a new gym membership recently. And there was this area while you're getting a massage, not like by a person, but a machine, and you have 10-minute appointments or so. And while doing the massage, you could play some board games on a device. And this device it looked modernized. But as soon as you opened up the files and quality of the games, it looked as if they came out of a 2001 computer program. And it was ridiculous. Let me explain. So there were games like Solitaire, like Color, 3 in a Row, pretty much any simple App Store game you could find. And I went to play Minesweeper, and that was the hardest version of Minesweeper I've ever played. Consistently, I would lose on the first turn. And then if I didn't lose on the first turn, I would lose on the second, and it wasn't even a hard difficulty of mine placement. It was the easiest level, and just every move was a loss. I think I might have lost 15 or 10 times in 15 seconds. That's how bad it was. I think I also played some Tetris, which really didn't work at all. One other game I can't remember at the moment. And of course, I played Solitaire. I wanted to not do that. But all the games weren't too functional, so I thought, what the heck? At least I could do something. So I went to play Solitaire. And I think it was the regular version, or the easy version, to where you only play one card at a time. And it would automatically take your aces, where cards can play off of each other. Like if you had an ace and put down the 2 of diamonds, it would instantly go to your pile. As there's already nowhere for that 8, 7, 6, 4, king, or queen. Triple queens, triple kings left on the field. Double tens to accompany. And this one did not have the looks of a long-term success. As we move into our final night with the hopes of victory, as we have double jacks, double aces, and double fives left unturned. In playing the Solitaire game, it felt very dirty in a sense of how easy it was. And I looked at it after I beat it on the first game and thought, now I'm done. And it apparently had a leaderboard. And I think I was already 3rd place with just kind of messing around, doing extra plays. I think that's how they count your score, is how many plays you beat the game in. Since it was easy, what I liked to do was try to keep the hearts and spades together, and then keep the diamonds and clubs together in their stacks. In my opinion, the most obscure perfect game possible. Perfect meaning absolute perfection would be you beat the game on every card you play, and while playing on the field, you would then have all the diamonds and hearts. I mean, diamonds with the clubs, hearts with the spades. And it would just be I wonder the odds. Actually, that might be a bit of a pain to calculate. Or even pretend to calculate right now in my head. Triple fours to start. Not looking too optimistic here. Or not feeling too optimistic. By the looks of it, I think our best chance would be getting the aces and building up from there, as I haven't seen a red 5 to help us out, and not much at this point can, with these fours taking up pretty important spots. There is the 5 spoken of. And now we need a black 5. Okay, maybe I stood corrected. That is to see, or we have to wait and see for that, as we have our 4th fat stack of the night. Let's see, fix that just a little bit. And I think that's the end of this one, as there's nowhere for that 5, 6, 10, or 8. We have a chance though, if we could get these spades down. There's a chance. There is a tiny, tiny chance. But first, let's go back to this 5, 4, and ace. So obviously we have to go for this queen instead, since there was another playable king. Alright, now the comeback is feeling like a possibility. If these cards are helpful. That one's helpful, and that one is not. So let's see what we're stuck with now, because there's nowhere for that 6. Actually, there is. But let's wait a second. 10 or queen. So let's place that 6. And then redo the pattern. Somewhere for that 3. 1, 2, 3. And unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna have a chance to get to that king in our hand. And that king wouldn't be able to move that 9. 4. Yeah, we're done. As much as we may try, let's do our best to move things along. Put down the 6. And while moving that 6, that is our final play of the night. Almost scratched across a comeback, but it came down to 5 final cards. Let's for themselves. Double twos, and that is it. Not a bad night. Not bad at all. Let's check out what this final card has to say. Current research findings suggest that physical activity, a healthy diet, and a healthy weight can help reduce the risk of getting breast cancer for first time or reoccurrence. Sorry, I'm yawning. All women 40 and over should get an annual mammogram and an annual clinical breast exam. Women 20 to 39 should have a clinical breast exam, preferably at least every 3 years. From age 20, women who choose to do a breast self-exam should receive instruction and have their technique reviewed at the time of their periodic health examination. Women at increased risk, family history, genetic tendency, past breast cancer should talk with their doctors about the benefits and limitations of starting mammography screenings earlier, having additional tests, breast ultrasound and MRI, or having more frequent exams. So, the more you know. And with that, my friend, that will be it for tonight. Make sure to self-check yourself and know what to look for. Just want you to be as healthy and the best version of yourself you could be. And with all of that being said, I hope you have yourself a relaxing remainder of your night. Many, many sweet dreams. And until we meet again, please stay safe and eat your fruits and vegetables.